All right, well, hello everybody. We're finally live with Magnolia State weather, and it's our first time having multiple people in the studio behind me. Right behind me is the lovely Jake Kazitz, amazing, and then also Hudson Murphy, I believe so. Hudson Murphy back here behind us. They will be doing some stuff behind the scenes right now during this severe weather coverage. Sorry that we're live a little later than I wanted to be. Um, we had some technical problems that we had to work out, but luckily we are now live for Magnolia State Weather live severe weather coverage. And so I'm glad that you're here for that. If you have any questions, remember, you can always feel free to send it in the chat. That's always how we will do things. But we're really watching some weather up in northwestern Mississippi right now, just to the south of Memphis. Got plenty of cells up here that are potentially producing hail. One of those just to the west of Helena, Arkansas. This is just to the north of Lula and to the north of Coahoma, out there in Coahoma County in northwestern Mississippi. And really, the main concern with this that I'm seeing as of right now is going to be some very strong rotation we're seeing with this. I honestly would not be shocked if we have a tornado almost on the ground there over Highway 61 in what is that, Tunica County? Yeah, in Tunica County, about to cross over into towards Highway 315 and Falcon and Sledge, Mississippi up there, but very obviously a big area of rotation there. Let me open up Epic Pin to get this going. Can I get storm motion on this? What can we see what the storm motion is on this in speeds so I can plug this in? Yeah, but this is moving off to the southwest, or yeah, to the southeast, sorry. So very weird storm motion with these moving to the southwest instead of the northeast, or not the southwest. I keep saying southwest, moving to the southeast instead of the northeast. And so that's what these storms are doing up in northern Mississippi. And remember, like I said, there was no tornado risk issued with these cells today, but we're still sitting with, I mean, there was a tornado in Alabama earlier. We might get another tornado here on the ground up here in Tunica County and Coahoma County, right there on the border there. A very obvious area of rotation. If I play this back, I mean, this cell really got its act together here in the last few minutes, looking very healthy. If I move over to storm relative velocity, you can definitely see the reds and the greens together here in northern Mississippi. I would not be shocked to see if we get either a severe thunderstorm warning here soon or a tornado warning here in the next few minutes. But thank you for tuning in to Magnolia State Weather. Let me know how the mic sounds. I can see the comments, so just make sure you keep the mics in handy on that one. We're going to pull up, let's see, we're not, never mind. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. So, like I said, this storm up in Tunica County, on the Tunica County, Coahoma County line. This is across Highway 61 right now. Definitely some hail with this storm, and this is also producing rotation right on the border of Tunica and Coahoma County. Very, very jumbled up here, but if we go ahead and we plan this out for people here in Mississippi, let's say that this is moving at about 45 miles per hour. I think that's what the storm motion is right now. We get this up there for everybody to see. There we go. This will be over Sledge in 11 minutes, over Falcon in 12 minutes, Sardis 32 minutes, and Batesville 34 minutes. This is assuming that these storms are moving at 45 miles per hour. If I look at the latest warning just up to the north, these are actually moving at 50 miles an hour. So if I recalculate this just real quick, this will be over Sledge in 10 minutes, Falcon in 11 minutes, Sardis in 29 minutes, and Batesville in 30 minutes. So that's where we're sitting at for those right now. So these storms moving southwest at 50 miles an hour. Another storm I want to take a look at now is going to be the storm near Pontotoc. This is just to the north east of Pontotoc, I should say, this hail core here is. You can see blue. We have blues on the radar. That is definitely indicative of some very, very heavy hail up there in northern Mississippi. This is going to be moving into the Tupelo metro area here in the next few minutes. If I plan that out here and we play this ahead, this will be over Tupelo in 11 minutes, Vernona in 12 minutes, Shannon in 17 minutes, Nettleton in 22 minutes, Mentachi in 25 minutes, Fulton in about 30 minutes, and Amory in 35 minutes, Smithville in 36 minutes. That's when this cell will get there. There's definitely some hail with this storm, and also a lot of lightning is what we're seeing with this system right now. I'm going to have to stop doing that. Sorry about that live stream. Just trying to make sure everything's fine here. There we go. All right, we're good. Okay. It's fine. All right. So, the cell over Pontotoc, just to the east of Pontotoc right now. Just to the east of Pontotoc, about to cross into parts of the metro area of Tupelo. Right now, lots of lightning and hail definitely probably associated with this system. If I had to assume there's probably hail about a half inch to 3/4 of an inch right now, that's why it is not severe thunderstorm warned as of right now. I'm going to pull up the camera up in the corner. Right now, Hudson's back there looking for us a camera near, where are you going with this one, Hudson?
I'm currently going near Helena, West Helena. I'm trying to pull up a camera. Looks like some of them are down right now.
Let's see. That looks like the that is the Highway 9 or the Highway 49 bridge. That is between these two cells. One of them to the north of Lula. One of them just to the or just to the west of Helena West. And so, going to see lots of lightning probably with those cameras up there towards Helena and Helena West. As of right now. Right now, we also have a severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Hernando, but really that cell has moved off now to the west of Hernando right now. That is over Antioch, over Lurline, entering Wakefield right now, entering Watson, and entering Victoria right now, basically spanning from Interstate 22 down to about Highway 4 up there in northern Mississippi. And that is for quarter-size hail and also winds over 50 miles an hour. If we plan that out for you now, that'll reach Holly Springs in 18 minutes, Potts Camp in 30 minutes, and Hickory Flat in 37 minutes. Getting a little closer now, this is about to move into Wall Hill, Rock Hill, Orion, Bett, and Mariana right now. Up there in northern Mississippi. This is, I believe, this is Marshall County. This is moving directly into Marshall County right now. It's moving out of portions of Tate County and is now going to move into Marshall County right now. Did they just allow that severe thunderstorm warning to expire? They may have. Looks like they allowed that severe thunderstorm warning to expire for right now, from what I'm seeing. We're going to take a look at the sky cam here from Helena West. You can see the light atop the bridge right there on Highway 90 or 49, I should say, going round and around. But also, if you look in the distance, might be able to find some lightning as well. Is this on the Louisiana or is this on the Arkansas side? Or not the Arkansas. Is this on the Arkansas side or the Mississippi side of the bridge?
It should be on the Mississippi side of the bridge, I believe.
All right, so if this is on the Mississippi side of the bridge, this is looking into a storm that's about to enter Helena and Helena West. I'll take back over now. Thank you for that, Hudson. Yes, so we got multiple cells here. One of those now has moved through the community of Lula and is now on the eastern side of Highway 61 up in Tunica County. The next cell is right now entering Coldwater and entering Senatobia. This is along the Highway 4 corridor, about to cross over Highway 55. Definitely some little bits of hail in there with this system, but also plenty of lightning with this line that really spans all the way from Coahoma just up to the north towards Byhalia and the Interstate 22 corridor. The next big cell is going to be just over Ashland right now. That is over Ashland, over Blackjack, and about to enter Mount Zion up there in Benton County. Or I'm sorry, in Tippah County. We look a little farther south. This is a cell that's definitely going to be interesting. Is this one entering Tupelo? The one entering Tupelo looks very susceptible. At least it looks like lots of hail is possible with this cell if it gets its act together, because this is a very strong cell that's entering the Tupelo metro area. You can see blue on the radar, lots of lightning as well with this one. And if we just play it back just a little bit, this cell is fairly new. This cell definitely has more time to strengthen, so definitely something we're going to have to watch. Hearing reports of half-inch hail, 30-mile-an-hour winds with this Tupelo cell, and you can really see, I mean, look at that. I mean, purples, blues on the radar. I mean, we don't ever normally see blues on the radar. Um, so, I mean, this is over Chesterville right now, about to move into Bessel. This is about to go right over the Tupelo Regional Airport. So, definitely hail associated with this hail core on this system, and this will be moving into downtown Tupelo very, very soon. Zooming into this will be entering Tupelo in 3 minutes. Forest Hill in 2 minutes. This will be entering Priceville, Lakewood Park, Plantersville, and Haven Acres within the next few minutes. We got Lake Appaloosa Estates in 8 minutes, Verona in 8 minutes, and Palmetto Estates in 9 minutes. Zooming out to the big picture, this will be near Fulton in 20 minutes, Mantachie in 15 minutes, Verona in 8 minutes, and Smithville in 29 minutes. Zooming out and getting a bigger picture now of other things going on around the area right now. You got another batch of storms that don't look as potent, that spans from Eupora all the way to Columbus, that are moving off to the south west or southeast, sorry. And so these cells will have the potential to become severe as they go for about the next few hours or so. Also, some more cells over towards Lake Providence, but also near Hollandale and Belzoni. And then if we look towards South Mississippi, these cells in South Mississippi really do not pose a severe weather risk. But for the most part, they're still there bringing heavy rain just to the south of Brookhaven, moving into Brookhaven right now. You also got some other cells over Lawrence County right now, and some cells over northern Jeff Davis County. Got another smaller cell, maybe just some showers between Collins and Laurel right now, but for the most part, that cell to the east of Collins is not a major concern. Right now, over in Alabama with multiple severe warnings right now. We're seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 severe thunderstorm warnings, I believe. So definitely very busy over there right now. How's it going? Oh, definitely going to be a busy one tonight. Remember, tornadoes are not really a big concern of ours tonight. I do think that there is a possibility of a spin up, but for the most part, I mean, that's not anything we're really focusing on tonight. But I mean, that cell that's about to move over Falcon and Sledge right now has rotation, so definitely going to be something to watch to see if any of these can get something going very quickly. And any tornado we would have tonight would be a very quick spin up. But for right now, the cell that is in that is about to enter Sledge and Falcon is the cell to watch right now for rotation. It tried to rotate closer over to Helena West in Arkansas, and also when it was over Lula. But for the most part, this is the cell that's going to be the problem if it comes to any rotation. Getting reports of 1 inch hail in Sledge right now, or near Sledge, I should say, with this cell over near Sledge. The cell will be moving into Batesville probably within the next 40 minutes or so.
Live severe weather covered. So
what these cells are doing is they're riding the cold front of this low pressure system that's moving through Mississippi right now. And as they move off to the south, they're going to move into some better ingredients that are going to possibly produce some more damaging hail as we go later into tonight. However, this is going to be a very, very small window of these cells being able to kind of produce that severe hail like we are mentioning. Are we getting a CC drop there? I hope not. That's interesting. Is that a... Can we get any information regarding that Falcon and Sledge storm? I mean, it's not tornado warned, but I mean, definitely interesting what's going on there. I mean, it looks like it picked up debris for a second. I mean, that rotation was very tight as it crossed over Highway 61. I mean, it looks like it picked up. I mean, it sort of looks like it picked up debris. It's hard to tell. Yeah.
It does indicate that it is picking up debris. It is moving east at about 50 miles per hour. We got that report about 5 minutes ago. Nickel-sized hail in the area, and we are seeing minor hail damage to vegetation.
Interesting. Gonna have to wait and see what reports we get there from Sledge. I mean, no tornado warnings right now. So National Weather Service isn't saying anything, but we're definitely. I mean, that was some very quick rotation we saw over Sledge, and now probably getting some interference on the radar, and that's why it looks like maybe you have some debris there. But overall, I mean, not a very definite debris ball, I would say. So I'm not going to jump the gun on saying that there's debris being lofted, but definitely something to look at there on radar. I mean, just looking back at it, I mean, if we go back in reflectivity, this thing had some rotation on it there for a second as it crossed over Highway 61. It even had that hook echo shape, very good hook echo shape as it was over Lula. And so I'm very curious to see what the conditions are in Lula right now. Let's actually bring up the power outage map right now. Let's see if we see any power outages across the state just yet. Not seeing any power outages in Mississippi, so that's good. Definitely going to be something we need to watch for the next little bit to see if any of these areas start to lose power. These surface fronts are from 3 p.m. I'm going to remove those. No rotation on this storm that just passed through Sledge and Falcon. So actually going to plan that out now for you guys that are in the path of this cell. This will be over Batesville in 15 minutes, Sardis in 20 minutes, Cortland in 20 minutes, and then even towards Water Valley in about 40 minutes. So that's where we're sitting with this cell that's up there in North Mississippi that's producing rotation. Remember this is not a tornado-driven slight risk. There's actually no tornado risk issued at all by the National Weather or by the Storm Prediction Center, I should say today. However, I did think that there was chances at a brief tornado across the state, and so that's why I'm keeping my eye on these cells that are rotating, because it definitely looks like some of these are trying to get their act together. Right now, plenty of lightning with these storms up there in northwestern Mississippi, specifically spanning from Jonestown all the way to Holly Springs. If you're in the path of these storms, I would really suggest going inside, because I mean, lightning can strike up to, what is it, 20 miles out from where a storm is. So I mean, if you're in Marks, if you're in Sardis, if you're in Batesville, or even if you're in Holly Springs or near Sardis Lake, I would be getting inside, especially with how electric these storms are right now. Definitely seeing like a big hail core on this cell that's moving towards Holly Springs partially. This is going to move south of Holly Springs, heading towards Waterford and towards Malone. And then we also have another hail core that is over Sledge and over Falcon right now. So like I said, for the most part, we're not really worried about tornadoes today, but definitely lots of hail is something we're going to have to watch for today. Here's one of our traffic cams we're looking at right now. I believe this is near Hernando, is what we're hearing. So this would be on the back end of these storms. Definitely going to see some lightning if this is looking off to the south. But yeah, I mean, lots of rain that's gone through that area. But those storms now moving off. And we now have a severe thunderstorm warning on that hail core. Wow, look at all that lightning that we're looking at from that camera near Hernando. So new severe thunderstorm warning. I'm gonna move it over to I'm gonna let y'all see what do we have on this new severe thunderstorm warning whenever y'all are ready on that one.
Hail core here is, you can see blue. We have blue.
Alright, it looks like it is for north central Lafayette County and northwestern Mississippi, southern Marshall County and northwestern Mississippi, and eastern Tate County. At 7:36 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Independence, or 14 miles away of Waldoxie State Park. 60-mile wind gusts are reported and quarter-sized hail up from a nickel about 15 minutes ago. Hail damage to vehicles is expected, so please stay indoors and please try not to go inside your vehicles. Keep them in a safe place and expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So these locations impacted include Waldoxie State Park, Barr, Laws Hill, Mariana, Potts Camp, Abbeville, Malone, Wakefield, Blackwater, Waterford, and other areas in that specific region. And yeah, it is suggested to move into an interior room on the lowest floor of the building.
We just got another new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for I think that's northern Monroe County. This is just north of Columbus. This is right over near, or just south of the radar site. This includes the Columbus Air Force Base, includes northern portions of Columbus, and includes Caledonia over there in, I believe that is Monroe County. Let me double check the warning. This warning is for, this is Lowndes County, not Monroe County, my apologies. East Central Clay County and northeastern Lowndes County until 8:30. This is for hail of 1 inch, which is quarter-size hail, and then also for winds up to 60 miles an hour. This is right now over Woodlawn, moving into Oakdale Park right now, and into Wells. This will be quickly moving into Alabama here over the next few minutes.
All right.
So 2 severe thunderstorm warnings across the state of Mississippi right now. We're really starting to see these storms kind of get their act together as they're moving across the boundary up in northeastern or northwestern Mississippi and along a front down more into central Mississippi. Planning that out for this cell that's here in. Oops, sorry about that. Let's retry that. Planning out this cell in. What is going on? Sorry. Thing's not cooperating. Planning out this cell that's moving through Lowndes County. This will be moving into parts of western Alabama. This will be in Millport in about 17 minutes, Kennedy in 23 minutes. And then we also will see this move towards Ashcraft Corner in about 30 minutes. That's for that cell over there just to the north of Columbus. The other one is near Holly Springs. This one's honestly more of my concern. This one looks to be a little more potent. This is going to move just off to the south of Holly Springs.
Looks like some of them are down right now.
And so for this one, this will be over Abbeville in 17 minutes, Potts Camp in 24 minutes, Holly Spring National Forest in 28 minutes, Myrtle in 38 minutes, and New Albany in about 47 minutes. That cell definitely looking potent there just to the south of Holly Springs. Still watching this cell that's just off. I mean, look at that. I mean, guys, look at that just to the, I mean, look, to the southeast of Sledge. I mean, we're still seeing this thing's really still trying to rotate, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, lots of rotation with that storm. I mean, we've been talking about how there's a small tornado threat. We've been talking about how there's so much instability in the air. But the question was going to be, will the storms be able to get that the kinematics they need in the atmosphere? Will they get that rotation they've been needing? Because the fuel is definitely there. That's why we have the hell risk today. But I mean, were these storms going to be able to produce a tornado today? And honestly, it's looking like that might be the case. I mean, one of these storms is eventually going to potentially produce a very brief tornado. We're going to move over to a camera near Columbus. Here we go with the MDOT traffic cam. This is in Columbus. What direction is this looking to, Hudson?
37 minutes.
In the city, it is looking towards more towards the south of Columbus, and most of that should be towards the north of.
All right, so this is more than likely looking along Highway 82. Lightning could probably be seen in this camera. I'll actually move it up to the top while we look at some other stuff for right now. Some lightning associated with that Columbus cam. You can just see it there on the sky cam, actually. We just got some lightning on that camera. The other one's going to be near Holly Springs. This cell near Holly Springs really is looking like it wants to get its act together. Thank you, Hudson. How's it going on back here, guys?
Good. That one. I didn't.
One thing I want to look at now is this Tupelo cell. I mean, if we looked at this strictly from reflectivity, like you would think that this is like a tornado developing supercell. I mean, that looks insane. Amazing hook on this cell in Tupelo. But if we go and look at the velocity, not a lot there in terms of velocity. Look on the debris radar, not seeing anything on the debris radar. And then if we look at the storm relative velocity, also not much there. Maybe a little bit of rotation with this storm, but honestly nothing to write home about as of right now. But wow, that Tupelo cell really looking good right now.
On the Arkansas side or the Mississippi side of the bridge?
This next traffic cam is near Holly Springs, so we should definitely get a good bit of lightning with this one. Lightning all over the place near Holly Springs. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Lighting up the camera out there. Three different cells to the south west of Holly Springs. But overall, I mean, what a lightning show we're having there in Marshall County.
The community of Lula and is now on the eastern side of Highway 61 up in Tunica County. The next cell is right now entering Coldwater and entering Senatobia. This is along the Highway 4 corridor, about to cross over Highway 55. Definitely some little bits of hail in there with this system, but also.
All right, back. Sorry, I was just talking about some technical difficulties we're having. Luckily, Jake looks like he'll be giving us reports here before too long, which is going to be great. Gonna keep an eye on this sky cam here for just a second, giving us something to look at for now. Luckily, we will start having some more reports here soon as Jake's computer is finally back and running. So we'll have more information in the background now, so that'll be great. We'll move back over here. We now have a flood warning over in portions of Alabama right now. A new severe thunderstorm warning out in Alabama right now. But overall, for the most part, I mean, most of the action right now is actually in the state of Alabama, but the slight risk was mostly for Mississippi. But I think that will come around here soon. Right now, I'm hearing we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. So if I can get some information on that here in the next minute or so, I'll move it over to y'all here in just a second if we can get some information on that one. That cell is between Clarksdale and Cleveland right now, moving off to the southwest. I'm going to get the timing for that one for us here. This is moving, I believe, to the southwest at about 50 miles per hour. I'm going to do both of these cells at the same time here. The night's really starting to come alive now. These two cells will be nearing Tutwiler in 14 minutes, Sumner in about 20 minutes, Drew in 20 minutes, Walnut 20 minutes, Webb 20 minutes, moving towards the community of Longstreet in 23 minutes. We'll be moving towards Scobie in 54 minutes. So overall, still lots more to go for this cell out there. That's between Clarksdale and Cleveland. These are really two different cells. This will be near Grenada in about an hour. So, do we have information on this new severe thunderstorm warning?
We do.
All right. Let's go ahead and move it to y'all.
At about 2 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm was located over Winstonville or over Shelby, and it was moving east at about 30 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail were reported there. Hail damage to vehicles is expected, and as always, make sure that you are safe and hopefully inside an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. And we should expect Drew and Parchman to be hit at around 8 p.m. is what our newest reports are saying.
All right. Thank you for that. It looks like these cells really formed just in the last hour, I would say. If we can get information about the boundary that these are firing up on in the next little bit, I'll give that over to Jake. But for right now, I mean, these cells moving off to the east right now, really east-southeast right now. These cells really getting their act together very soon, and that's why we're starting to see a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. Actually, we just got a new massive severe thunderstorm warning. This includes Oxford, Batesville, and Sardis. This is just to the north of Water Valley, includes portions of Water Valley, but this also includes all of Sardis Lake up there in Mississippi. So this is a big one, so I'm going to give y'all just a second to get information on this severe thunderstorm warning. But let's go ahead and get the timing for this one figured out, because we've been talking about these cells over the last few minutes, but oh my, they are really starting to pack a punch now. So for this, we're seeing this will be over Batesville in 9 minutes. If you're in Batesville, you need to be inside. Lots of lightning associated with these storms. Cortland in 15 minutes, Taylor in 23 minutes. This will be entering Oxford in 25 minutes. Abbeville, 27 minutes. Holly Springs National Forest, 35 minutes. And this will be nearing Ecru in about an hour. That includes Pontotoc and Algoma in about an hour. So that's where we're seeing there. Did we just get another new severe thunderstorm warning? No, I think that one is that cell just now moving through. So we got this new big severe thunderstorm warning. Do we have information on now on it, guys?
At 7:46 p.m. Central, a severe thunderstorm was located over Sardis, about 7 miles west of John W. Kyle State Park, and it is moving east at 40 miles per hour. Just like the other ones, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail were reported, and it should be going really soon to, say, about near the area of right to the east of Oxford, or right to the east of Sardis, excuse me, and a little bit to the east, northeast of Batesville.
All right, thank you for that, Hudson. Still looking at multiple little areas of rotation right now that's entering Batesville. That area, that storm that's been rotating is kind of weakening now in terms of rotation, but not weakening in terms of its hail capabilities and in terms of its lightning. These cells have really started to get their act together now in just the last 15 minutes. I'm honestly expecting a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued now just to the west of Tupelo, or just to the east of Tupelo for Itawamba County. You got a big storm moving into Itawamba County right now. Lots of lightning. This will be nearing Itawamba Community College here very soon, but this is riding the Interstate 22 corridor in southern Itawamba County. I have not seen any reports with this so far, actually. Let me go and turn on the local storm reports. See if we can find anything. Not seeing much of anything right now. But lots and lots of lightning associated with this cell right now. Like I said, this is moving into Fulton right now. This will be moving into where Itawamba Community College is. This is also over Greenwood right now, over Abney, and we'll be moving towards Van Buren, Cardsville, and Tilden here in the next few minutes. This will impact most of southern Itawamba County. Here's a sky cam from Tupelo, or I should say a traffic cam from Tupelo. We might be able to see that light show that we've been talking about.
Get something going very quickly.
Overall, definitely a show that's now entering Itawamba County. This is about to cross over Highway 25 here in the next few minutes. This is basically over Abney and Greenwood right now, over the Godspeed Airport aerodrome out there in Itawamba County. This is just off to the north now of Highway 371, or at least towards Evergreen. This will move off to the north of Carolina is what it looks like, and this will move just over to the north of Smithville. But if you're in southern Itawamba County, this cell is definitely going to drop some hail on you and drop lots of lightning. Looks like lots of lightning is associated with this cell there. My biggest concern is probably this cell that's nearing Batesville. That's about to enter Batesville right now. It is over Sardis right now and is just to the southeast of Como. Definitely some hell associated with this one. I'll move back over to the full radar now. You basically have a line spanning from Highway 278 near Marks all the way up through Holly Springs right now. And this entire line is bringing with it possibly some large hail, lots of lightning, and lots of heavy rain. And so that's what we're looking at right now. You got a new cell up to the west of Corinth. This is between Faulkner and Theo near Highway 72. This is a new cell that's trying to get its act together and is trying to mature. We'll have to look at that for a hail potential here in the next several hours. Looking back towards central Mississippi, Belzona now with a cell that's forming. This one, no severe threat with it right now, but this is over Silver City and over Highway 149 right now, moving off to the east. Next in South Mississippi, seeing a few more cells that are forming up right now. But overall, these cells are just going to have some heavy rain with it, maybe a lightning bolt or two. But for the most part, these are not the primary concern. All right. All right. All right. So I'm about to take a break for a second. I'm going to rest my voice. I'm going to deal with the cameras and all. But we're going to give Hudson his introduction to the weather chair here at Magnolia State Weather. Luckily, we don't have many more times of the weather chair here. Green screen's getting put in soon, so that'll actually help us a lot in terms of severe weather coverage. But we're going to let Hudson take over. We're going to let him try to figure it out here in the weather chair. But overall, I mean, your data's up here. You got all this stuff up here. If you figure out how to use the tool, I mean, it's a pain in the butt. 1, 2, 3 clicks. And then you got to put it forward, zoom in. You have your list up here of locations. That's all you need to know. It's this button. All right, but there you go. So we're going to give a welcome to Hudson. Hudson you're a sophomore, aren't you? Yeah, he's a year behind me and Jake. So be a little nice to him. We're going to give him a chance here, especially since we're not dealing with tornadoes here. So it's not like we need all of our best of the best right now. But I think Hudson's going to do great. Remember, tornadoes are not what we're really worried about, but time to give Hudson his chance behind the weather seat. So I hope you enjoy it. I need my drink.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is obviously Hudson Murphy, and yes, I am a sophomore, a little bit less experienced. Well, let's get right into it. So, as you can see from what Ashton was talking about, we obviously still have this huge front coming in right to the left, to the west of Oxford here, and it should be coming in. We don't have any new reports right now, but basically what is going is we are about 10 minutes away from the thunderstorm reaching Oxford, about 14 minutes away from Taylor. So if you are in those areas, please just seek some sort of protection right now as you go through those areas. We are still seeing developments in Cleveland, and just to the north of Cleveland, we have a huge cell still. So just be careful over there. We have a continual severe thunderstorm warning. If
No, you're fine.
All right, so it should be approaching Drew in the next 10 minutes or so, so keep that in mind.
I have you a camera up if you want to switch to a camera. This is the one in Columbus looking off to the east. So you should see some lightning. With
All
this one.
right.
If you want to switch over to it, you would, if you want the double view, it would be 2 on the number pad. Or if you want to go strictly to the camera, it would be 3
All right.
on the number pad.
Not seeing any power.
All right, so we are pulling up a camera over Columbus right now.
Definitely going to be something we need to watch.
We should expect still quite a bit of thunder and lightning over there. And this should be the camera that is right in the middle of Columbus near 82. The storm is still moving to the east about right over there in 82.
You can circle stuff if you. So let me use this while I'm giving you. Well, I'm letting him give his time out here, guys. So this is great. So let's switch back to full screen now. If you want to circle anything, you'd have to come over here. So click that, and then honestly, I'd fix the size here and put it to 3. That's what I always use. And so now you can circle stuff and point and everything in terms of what you want. And then whenever you go back, you just press this right here. All right, so there you go. With that, that's what we're looking at right now. I'm so it looks like they dropped the severe thunderstorm warning. That was over Columbus.
Over Columbus, yes.
So right now, all we have is a special weather statement north of Columbus and a special weather statement near Tupelo right now. So that's all I'm seeing in terms of some issues right now.
That is correct, and it should be moving right next to Oxford in the next 5 minutes. It is following our projections pretty closely here. So please take cover over there. And it is about right in the center of Fulton, maybe a little bit to the south. We do see a strong core over here. Nothing about severe weather at the moment over Fulton, but it should. We do have a lot of reports of lightning in the area right now and quite a bit of hail. So just keep that in mind, especially if you're in the areas of Fulton, Tremont, and in about 10 minutes, Bexar and Scottsville of Alabama should be getting that cell as well. Moving back now into Oxford, we should be getting into Taylor in about 5 minutes and near the University of Mississippi in about 3 or 4 minutes. So pretty consistent for the most part right now. We're not getting any new reports in the last couple of minutes. And so we should see pretty consistent trends right now. Obviously, we have that cell that is right to the west of Oxford, threatening that whole area. Water Valley, Oxford, and New Albany should be getting a lot more weather in the next few minutes. To the east of Cleveland, the northeast of Cleveland, I should say, it is tracking right next to Drew in the next couple of minutes. Should hit Glendora in about 20 minutes. And yeah, we are still keeping an eye, even though we do not have any sort of emergency right now over Columbus or West Point area, no severe weather. We are still looking at that as we are aware that it has a lot of potential for rain at the moment. It looks like, for the most part, the cell has moved more to the east of Columbus, and if you are in the areas of Fayette and Kennedy, you should expect more hail and thunder and lightning to come in your way in the next couple of minutes. Still nothing new so far. If we could get a camera to go into Oxford right now, we should start seeing a little bit of something happening. And if it isn't happening right now, it should be in the next minute or two. So, yep, the storm is tracking right now into Drew. That is to the west point of Mississippi, right to northeast Cleveland and the Drew area. That is where our cell is tracking right now. Moving more to the north of Mississippi and cities such as Oxford and Tupelo, we are still seeing a heavy hitting of storms. Tupelo should be moving away from you now, more into areas south of Fulton.
I should have you a camera now that's looking directly into the center of this cell right now that is in Oxford.
All right.
So if you want to switch over to that, I have it ready.
Gotcha. All right, so we can hopefully see from the Skycam quite a bit of lightning in just a few moments. We are in the heart of that. Yep, just right there, you can see some lightning. And in the heart of that storm cell. So I'm going to pull up our side-by-side graph right here. So yeah, you can totally see right here, Wallace and Eureka Springs should be two areas that are getting direct impacts right now. Right next to Oxford, we are seeing some as well. Let's see what we got. All right.
We got a new severe thunderstorm warning.
New severe thunderstorm warning over.
This This is a new severe thunderstorm warning where it's at least updated. It's for the cell that's over Lafayette County, or at least entering Lafayette County. This is for half-dollar size hail, which is hail that is an inch and a quarter in diameter and also 60-mile-an-hour winds.
And we are reporting now ping-pong-sized hail as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that is the area to the north of Oxford and Abbeville and Potts Camp. That is where the cell is currently located. It should be moving into areas such as Hickory Flat and New Albany soon. So if you are outside, please seek shelter immediately and make sure you are staying out of the way of that ping-pong-sized hail, as our new developments show. So the update that we just got shows that it is not slowing down anytime soon. It is moving southeast right now at 25 miles an hour, and it is located near Laws Hill or near Waldoxie State Park. People and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. So again, please seek shelter in the lowest areas, as again, we see a lot of lightning outside as well. So a lot of hail and lightning. Definitely not a good day to walk your dog at night, I will say.
Alright, it looks like it is for north central Lafayette County in northwestern Mississippi, southern
Alright,
Marshall County,
so
northwestern Mississippi,
we
and
should be
eastern
getting
State County. At 7:36 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Independence, over 14 miles away.
Alright, so Ercue and Pontotoc and New Albany should be all about 30 minutes. New Albany is 38 minutes away from this storm coming in, and 34 minutes is Ercue. Pontotoc is about a little bit to the southeast of this, directly in the path of the storm at 35 minutes away. And Holly Springs National Forest and Keel, I should say, should be about 14 minutes from that. We are still getting a heavy amount of rain and lightning in the West Point and Columbus areas, so just keep that in mind. Over near Clarksdale, Mississippi and Drew, Mississippi, we should be getting, an update over there as well. A severe thunderstorm was located near Drew. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. And yeah, we are not expecting this to slow down anytime soon.
Other areas.
So what's happening right now, everybody, is that we're really seeing these cells. They're entering the areas that have the better conditions right now. So I mean, now we're seeing what is that, inch and a half size hail. The National Weather Service was calling for areas up to 2.5 inches of hail, in terms of diameter. So I mean, this still might not be the most that we're going to see. So definitely some growing concerns with hail across northern and central Mississippi right now.
Certainly, as you still see lightning up ahead, but that hail is not going away anytime soon. As was just talked about, a lot of hail, especially in this Drew area. And over here, we should expect areas... What in the world? Okay, areas including... Greenwood, Mississippi should be getting that impact in about 36 minutes. And oh, we just got a new report right to the northeast of Oxford, and I should say just to the west of New Albany. Still getting that 1.5-inch ping pong ball sized hail with 60-mile-per-hour winds in the area.
And then also for winds up to 60 miles an hour.
And yeah, look at all of these cells that we see right here. It is all tracking to Oxford, New Albany, and Ercue in the next few Ecru in the next few minutes. I am not a Mississippi native, but
I'm not from North Mississippi.
Right. Whatever. Well, regardless, we are still tracking a lot of potential damaging winds, lightning, and, of course, damaging hail. As we see, multiple cores to this storm are still very much active. These new reports that are coming in are obviously showing that nothing is slowing down, and it is especially the case near Abbeville, Malone, Sherry, Horntown, Keel, and Poolville, especially near Interstate 22, just in sort of that vicinity. We do see now that the area east of Tupelo has kind of died down a little bit. We still see heavy amounts of lightning and a little core right here as well, but we do not have a like designation for severe thunderstorms
Yeah,
at this point.
that cell, it looks like that cell has kind of raced in front of either the disturbance or the cold front. I'll have to look into it here in a second. But that cell has now passed at least south of a boundary that it was riding along there for a while. So definitely something to keep watching there.
Absolutely.
It looks like that the Tupelo Airport ASOS station has now failed. It doesn't look like we're getting any more reports from Tupelo right
All
now.
right.
Um,
That would explain the drop off in the coverage.
Yeah, it looks like we've lost some signal in the ASOS station over there in Tupelo. So definitely maybe some hail or damaging winds took out our station over there.
So, let's see.
More of my concern. This one looks to be a little more potent. This is going to move just off to the south of Holly Springs.
So the storm should be hitting New Albany in about 16 minutes. The same level of hail is expected to maintain intensity as it goes eastward, a little bit southeast to the areas of Ecru and New Albany. And yeah, we can expect still a very strong force to the east of Fulton as it approaches Tremont and Hamilton. Yeah, you're good. You're good. All right, thank you. And as you can, if you were closely following this camera to the top of the screen, you can see a consistency in lightning. And although it doesn't have amazing quality, we should be starting to see a little bit of hail in that specific area.
I mean, look at all that lightning, Hudson. I mean, you can see the cloud base very good whenever it's like lighting up the sky. I mean, that's insane what we're seeing over there.
Oh, certainly. And every time it happens, which is quite often, we can see that formidable looking cloud base. You are correct in that assumption. We are still seeing a heavy amount of thunder and lightning in West Point and Columbus. Don't think that that is going away in the next few minutes, although we still do not have any sort of severe weather designations there. The area has again started to go southeast of Fulton. Quite a bit of thunder and lightning over that area. It is moving pretty quickly, as we had already discussed.
I'm able to switch back on now to give an analysis.
Did I do? Okay.
You'll be back on in a little bit. I just got to do an analysis of this. All right, so we've broken down what's going on with these cells, and so right now over portions of northern Mississippi, a lot of these cells are riding what's called a stationary boundary. And so earlier today we had a cold front move in into portions of northern Mississippi, but then these cells have now they're getting really strong along the stationary boundary front that kind of spans from about Greenville up towards Tupelo. And so what has happened is this cell that's over near Tupelo has found its way south of the stationary boundary. And so now it's kind of losing its lift. It's losing what's helping it grow and what's keeping it up off the ground. And so these cells that are to the north of that stationary boundary are going to continue to grow here for about the next hour or so. But then as soon as they move south of the stationary boundary, they will lose their fuel and they will fall apart. That's going to keep going for the next while, especially when this stationary boundary begins to move south again. That's when we're definitely going to see the potential for more severe weather, more towards the Highway 82 corridor, and more towards Interstate 20. Overall, I'm not worried about severe weather towards I-20 until way later tonight. And honestly, it's even a question on if these storms will even get near that. But I want to pull up this camera here in Oxford. This camera in Oxford, what an amazing view we're getting off to the west of Oxford. This is on Highway 278, I believe. And wow, we're just getting a light show with this. And the reason we're going to stay with this camera is it looks like that we might get the Hell Core to go right over the cell. It's going to be close. This camera's right over near the University of Mississippi, right over there near Ole Miss. But for the most part, I mean, we might get the Hell Core to go directly over this camera, but it's going to be interesting to see if this truly does go directly over. But we are seeing plenty of lightning with this, so really, it's going to be interesting to see that.
I'm starting to see some hail over that camera as well.
Maybe. I'm not seeing much hail personally, no, it's just rain. The hail core is going to be about 10 miles to the west of this camera right now. But overall, I mean, seeing plenty of lightning with this. I'm going to make sure to pull up the camera right now. Not the camera, sorry.
Okay, cool. I didn't know about it.
So, do another quick rundown right now of the system right now. We got that big old severe thunderstorm warning that includes Oxford, includes northern portions of Water Valley up towards Lafayette County. And then you also have more cells, one of those just off to the northeast of Cleveland. This is over Drew right now. That severe thunderstorm warning has inch-size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, while the cell that is moving near Oxford has half-dollar size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. And then also just to the north of that, near the northeast of Oxford, that cell has inch-and-a-half size hail, which is ping pong ball size hail, in 60-mile-an-hour winds. And that is moving off to the southeast towards Ecru and towards New Albany. Overall, New Albany might be safe in this one. It's going to be close to determine if the cell will make it to New Albany. It might pass just south. But overall, really one of the next major cities we're looking in terms of getting hit by this potential hailstorm would be Water Valley, Oxford, Ecru, and Pontotoc. Overall, looks like all the cells that have been into portions of northeastern Mississippi are now falling apart, especially that southern Itawamba County storm. Lots of heavy rain and still plenty of lightning with that cell, but overall, looks like the severe weather threat with that has fallen apart. Maybe there's a little bit of hail in there still, but overall, not really worried about it all too much. Look at this on radar. I wanna point this out over here on radar. This is just really cool. You're seeing a cell just completely, I mean, almost surrounds the radar. That's very cool. Lots of, kind of broad rotation, I guess I should say, with this cell. I've never seen something like this on radar. I mean, that is a very, very circular cell over there near the radar site. And that's probably why it looks so cool, is because it's over near the radar site. But overall, that's just a cool thing to see on radar with that cell that's now into portions of Alabama north of Sulligent. Overall, I know this is not impacting most of our region. Most of our people are from South Mississippi. That's where most of our coverage is from. That's also where I'm from, so that makes sense why South Mississippi is normally our big viewing audience. But also, all these storms right now are mainly for northern Mississippi, so definitely getting some new people in here that haven't watched before. But also, it's not a South Mississippi event right now. Right now, all we have for South Mississippi for folks down there, it's going to be a cell north of Monticello that's bringing some heavy rain to the northeast of Wanilla. This is in Lawrence County. This will move up towards Mendenhall and towards McGee on Highway 49 here before too long. You also got some more cells just to the north of Collins that's bringing some heavy rain with it. That will move through Mount Olive. That'll move towards Taylorsville and towards Mize over there on Highway 28 before too long. Next, some light rain over Jones County. That's really all we're seeing over Jones County. That light rain will move off to the northeast towards Sandersville, Heidelberg, and Shabuda here within the next hour if it survives. Moving a little farther south, really that's all we have for South Mississippi, actually. South Mississippi will see rain at some point tonight, but I'm not really too worried about a severe weather threat down there for South Mississippi. South Mississippi, your rain will be more towards, I'd say, the early morning hours, towards maybe getting completely out of here by 10 a.m. on Friday, which is tomorrow. Right now, we're down to 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in Mississippi. Looks like they dropped one of them. Let me make sure I turn on severe or special weather statements for this. Usually I don't have special weather statements on, but I think that's going to be good to have today. Yeah, so they've downgraded the Oxford severe thunderstorm warning to now be a special weather statement. Um, sorry, 40-mile-an-hour winds, hail that's a little under an inch, 0.88 inches. Hail there. This is radar indicated. Gusty winds can take down tree limbs, and then minor hail can damage vegetation. That's what we're seeing now for that cell that's entering near Oxford. Do we still have this camera up? We do still have this camera up. Let's go back to this camera right now, as we're about to see heavy rain moving into this area very soon. I'm going to be very curious to see how conditions go down here near Oxford. I'm going to actually bring this up on camera and use this side-by-side view here. But the cell to the north is going to be the one to watch. This is just over the Holly Springs National Forest, moving towards New Albany and a crew. And if we plan this out for you, this cell will be moving towards a crew in 22 minutes, New Albany in 19 minutes, Pontotoc in 29 minutes, getting some more communities in here, Thaxton in 18 minutes, Sherman in 33 minutes, and Blue Springs in 30 minutes. And I believe we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for LaFleur and Sunflower counties. Yeah, we did. So, yeah, that cell that was over Drew is now moving off to the southwest, has now gotten a new severe thunderstorm warning. We'll move over to that and we'll get some information on that one real quick. We'll keep this sky cam or this traffic cam going for the cell in Oxford, but need to take an update on this Drew storm. Right now, if we look at the warning, 60-mile-an-hour winds, 1-inch size hail. So this is really the minimum that you get with a severe thunderstorm warning. 60-mile-an-hour winds, that's the lowest winds you can have with a severe storm, and then 1-inch hail is also the minimum you can have with a severe storm. So, yeah, so that's going through Drew right now. Plenty of lightning with this as it moves off towards Schlattler. Or no clue how to pronounce that.
We do.
Anyways, this will be over Minter City in about 9 minutes. Islandale, Glendora in 10 minutes, Whitehead, Sunnyside, Somerville, McNutt, Slater, and Ruby in about 15 minutes. This will eventually be heading up towards Greenwood. It'll be interesting to see if this makes it to Greenwood, but overall, right now, this is going through Drew. No telling if this cell will actually make it to Greenwood. It could strengthen, it could die before it gets to Greenwood. That's been what we've seen all night. It really just depends on where the boundaries are. But overall, for right now, if you're over there in northern, what is this, Sunflower County? If you're northern Sunflower County, this is about to move out of your county. But if you're over here near Greenwood, if you're over in LaFleur County, be ready to get kind of inside, because this is lightning and then also some hail. So you're gonna want to be inside for this. You're not gonna be wanting to be trapped outside in this. So if you're in northern LaFleur County, I would really consider getting inside right now. We're going to go back full camera here with that Oxford cam, and look at that. You can barely see the cell now. I think we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Or they extended, yeah, they extended it. So, this is for the cell that was just over the Holly Springs National Forest. They just updated this cell. I'll bring this up now. 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1.5-inch size hail. There's some very big hail with this storm. This is moving over Burt right now, moving over Keel, I should say. Moving over Highway 30 right now. About to move into Etta, Galloway, and Pinedale here in the next few minutes. Did that fix the echo on the stream? I think I know what was causing the echo. I think I fixed that. Oh, let me do some sound checking real quick.
Timing for this one figured out. So we've been talking about these cells over the last few minutes.
Testing.
But oh my, they are really starting to pack.
Oh, yep, I fixed it. Yep, I figured it out. All right. Sorry about that. Didn't realize that something wasn't muted that needed to be muted. Thank you for letting me know about that. So, anyways, that cell now moving towards a crew in New Albany. Getting more timing on that. So be over New Albany in 17 minutes, a crew in 18 minutes, Pontotoc in 25 minutes, Blue Springs in 26 minutes, and Sherman in 30 minutes. Sorry about the technical difficulties we've been having, everybody. We're trying out a new system. We're getting excited for some new stuff we're going to be having here in the next few weeks. That's going to be a big challenge for us putting together, but overall, it's going to be way better than what we have right now, to say the least. Green screen coming along, going to be giving you way better weather coverage than we have been able to so far. We're still going to have the PC set up like this, where someone has a webcam and a screen and whatnot, but that will not be the main focus. We will also be having a green screen that at least me and Hudson will be using. I don't think Jake really cares about getting behind a green screen. He'll be here for analysis purposes, is what it seems like.
Well, hopefully, once I get my technical issues fixed, I can help out a little more.
Yeah, that would be nice. And luckily, soon we should be getting more mics, and so that'll help out a lot, is being able to actually mic up everybody, and that'll help a lot of the production level. But overall, I mean, you got to start somewhere, and we're trying to do everything we can to help at least cover northern Mississippi right now. And I know northern Mississippi is mostly covered right now by, in the weather community at least, but, I mean, only way to grow our North Mississippi audience is by doing it. So here we are. Yeah, overall, all these cells that at least were near Tupelo now are really moving off in Alabama. One thing I want to look at is the storm near Hamilton. Storm near Hamilton looks like it was getting like kind of a hook echo type thing going, but overall no rotation because those storms are extremely weak there. But now, I mean, honestly, here in the next little bit, probably in the next hour, we could be looking into Tupelo getting another round of this nasty weather. And honestly, if I look back towards the radars that are behind this, I believe that this stretch, or this group spanning from Greenville to Ripley right now, is probably going to be where the end of the weather is for the day. It looks like we're starting to form a sort of QLCS, if I'm going to be honest. That looks to be what's happening with this system. Because, I mean, that spans all the way into portions of Louisiana now. So it looks like we're taking on a semi-QLCS approach to this event. But as soon as this line moves through, I really think your odds for severe weather will probably dwindle a lot throughout the night.
It looks like they just removed one of the two severe thunderstorm indicators over Drew. There's still one over there, but it looks like they just took that off.
Yeah, it looks like they have they've cut off the back end of the severe thunderstorm warning. So now, if you're I'd say if you're to the northwest of Drew, you should be fine now. You have another cell right behind you over Mound Bayou. But overall, your hail threat looks to be done. However, I'd still stay inside, especially because of all the lightning that is happening with this cell right now. It looks like this camera right here that we're on should definitely be going through some of the worst of it right now, at least here in the next several seconds. Because, I mean, we got some heavy rain moving towards Ole Miss right now there in Oxford. And so you're going to continue to see lightning on this camera. We're going to see some more heavy rain, but I mean, it is coming down there in Oxford, if we're just going to be honest. You might not be able to tell it much, but I mean, it is coming a flood there in Lafayette County. Luckily, this will be actually moving out of here very soon, but another area that's seeing some very heavy rain and probably a little bit of hail is going to be Water Valley. This is now moving into portions of Water Valley as we speak, crossing over South Main Street right now. Right now, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings across the state of Mississippi. We have 1 special weather statement, but that's where we sit as of right now. If we go and look at power outages across the state right now, we have a few, and that's all we have. Right now, in Panola County, if I move over to this, Panola County, currently 492 customers out of the 18,000 there, so 2.6% of customers out. So more than likely, possibly a tree took out some power there in Panola County. That's all the power outages we're seeing right now, though, across the state of Mississippi. Looking a little farther south, Columbus having another cell moving in with a little bit of lightning. Maybe we can get a camera on that one over there. This is going to be entering downtown Columbus very soon. Another interesting thing to look at is, I mean, I always enjoy looking at cells that do this. You can see an obvious hook with this cell entering Columbus, but overall, I don't think it has really any shot of producing a tornado. Maybe it can produce something weak. But overall, I mean, you look at the velocity and there's nothing there. But you never know with some systems like this. They could get their act together all of a sudden very quickly, spin up something really fast, and then it's done. And that happens a lot here in Mississippi. Happens a lot more than you would think. They might have actually tried to produce something there a few minutes ago. Looked good on radar for a second. All right. Here's a Skycam looking off to the west from Columbus. Can we flip this camera around potentially and look to the east? I don't know if there's an east option on this.
I didn't see any when I was doing it, but maybe there is. Yeah, it all kind of appears to be concentrated around this highway area. Let me see. The most east I could potentially go is just another spot on 82.
That's fine. As long as we can look into this cell, that'll be perfectly fine. All right, so this is looking off to the east. Might get a little bit of lightning here, but definitely going to see more rain very soon here in Columbus. Golden Triangle Regional, at least as of 8:20 p.m., so 13 minutes ago, was reporting wind speeds at 7 miles an hour, and that was it. So not a lot going on there at the Golden Triangle, but this cell also just formed very quickly over near Columbus. One thing you got to keep watching, especially for a cell like this that has low precipitation in front of the cell, is sometimes you get little areas of small rotation that the radar picks up. That's not actually much of anything. But overall, I mean, you don't normally see a hook like that on radar with a system like this. We're starting to get a lot more cells that are trying to produce like a hook echo shape, especially down towards up towards Aberdeen and Amory. Very interesting there. New severe thunderstorm warning in Alabama and Tennessee. Seeing a lot. We're seeing lots of left movers. I mean, look at this up here in Tennessee and Alabama. So you might not know what a difference between a right mover and a left mover is, but just look at these cells here and how they just turn up to the north as they enter southern Tennessee towards Fayetteville. I mean, these cells just immediately they separate away. So you have these storms to the south that are moving actually to the southeast, but then these cells to the north detach themselves and started moving up to the north. That's called a left mover. And these are what we normally look at for major hail. And that is why these are severe warned for quarter size hail, for inch hail. These cells are usually pretty good hail producers, and that's what's happening over there in southern Tennessee. And that we're continuing to see that in portions of Mississippi as well, down here right along the boundary line, in front of the main line of this system now that spans from New Albany down to Water Valley and down towards Rouville. Very interesting. Do we have any reports back there from anybody? Are we getting any data on this?
We are not getting a lot of new reports, but I will say I have been tracking this small cell that is to the north of Cleveland. It appears to be gaining a little bit of speed and being a bit consistent. It is not reflected in the severe reports.
Okay.
That's really the biggest motion I've been seeing, new development in Mississippi.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, south of Tennessee, for sure, that development has been developed pretty quickly over there.
Yeah, this cell between Cleveland and Drew looks to be strengthening fairly fast. This one might be holding on to that boundary just a little bit, because one thing you're going to continue to see probably for the next little bit is these cells that are really strong right now are going to move ahead of the boundary. And so then they're going to die off. But then you're going to have cells behind them that strengthen across this boundary line. And so it's kind of weird. So it's like these cells want to stay on this little area that they get extra lift, that it helps them strengthen. But then as soon as they move ahead of this line, they weaken. And then cells that are behind them get to go across this line and they strengthen. Hard to explain, but that's kind of what's happening tonight, because it's not your casual Dixie Alley setup. We don't have just a low pressure system that's causing a big old warm front that causes cells in front of it, and then also the QLCS. We're kind of experiencing a little different of a system tonight. But overall, still 2 severe thunderstorm warnings across Mississippi, and we just had a new severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee for $half size hail. And I believe that's with one of the left movers up there in south central Tennessee, like we were talking about. Some rotation on this Water Valley storm. Was not really looking into that. I mean, see where this Water Valley storm is looking. Looks like that's came together very recently. Definitely, you can see that this is an embedded supercell that just moved through Water Valley. This is to the north of Highway 32. This is heading towards Pine Valley. We planned out where this cell will be here in the next few minutes, or where this line will be going here in the next few minutes. This will be over Bruce in 16 minutes, Vardaman in 29 minutes, New Hulka in 29 minutes, Pontotoc in 30 minutes, Houston in 36 minutes, and Okolona in 47 minutes. And they just extended the special weather statement for 50-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4 inch size hail with this line. So that's their primary concern still with this. It's going to be that kind of hail threat. It's not severe hail, but the hail's still there. But I mean, plenty of rotation with that system here. Not very strong, not a very strong area of rotation there, but definitely a mesocyclone trying to form there on that cell near Water Valley. That's a big special weather statement they just issued. They dropped the severe weather. What am I saying? The severe thunderstorm warning that was up there near New Albany and our crew, and now it's just a massive special weather statement. I mean, a massive special weather statement. This involves Itawamba, Lafayette, Pontotoc, Union, Lee, Calhoun, Yellowbusha, Prentiss, and Chickasaw counties. That is 10 counties, I think, either 9 or 10 counties involved in this special weather statement that they just released. So, National Weather Service not seeing any severe weather with this line, but definitely some concerning weather with this line as it nears Tupelo and Pontotoc.
And as you had predicted a few minutes before, it is going to likely hit Tupelo again. Hopefully not with the same intensity as we saw, but definitely going to be a reoccurring location, you would say.
Yeah, it looks like Tupelo is about to go through it once again. And I mean, we've already seen the weather take out the ASAW station there. So definitely another round going to go through there for Tupelo. The cell near Water Valley, still plenty of lightning on it. Definitely, you can see that embedded supercell type look, that curve, that hook that we look for, the kidney bean style shape with this cell. Then if I go to velocity, I mean, velocity just looks to be outflow dominant. Not really a lot of inflow with this cell, and I would say that was more than likely expected tonight. Not lots of low level shear to help produce some tornadoes. So overall, I mean, there towards Water Valley, really lightning's all you're going to see for now, especially as it's entering northern Yellowbusha County. I mean, northern Calhoun County, not Yellowbusha County. My apologies. Do we have any cameras? I'm trying to remember where all the cameras are. I don't know if we have any near Pontotoc. I know we have some in Tupelo, but do we have any in Pontotoc?
We do not.
No, okay. If we can get one as close to the western side of Tupelo looking to the west right now, that would be amazing.
This camera will be in Sherman, I believe. Let's see here. Looking north.
One thing
northeast.
I just noticed, we had 2 areas of rotation whenever these storms were moving near Holly Springs. I'm just letting these loops play out. Not seeing anything in terms of debris, obviously, but I mean, we've been seeing that these storms have been able to produce at least a weak mesocyclone for a while. But overall, then they just get straightened out, and really the tornado risk is gone at that point. Still going to be interesting to see if any of these do spin up a tornado tonight, but like I said, this is not a tornado risk. It's simply a risk for hail, and then also a smaller risk of damaging winds. Take a look at that sky cam we got here from Tupelo. It's going to be hard to see the lightning with that one. Yeah, let's try to pull up a different one that might be able to see the sky a little better.
This one is closer to the actual city itself. It does look like a better view.
All right.
Bit more black and white.
Yeah.
Let's try to see. Hold on. Let's get one near Blue Harmony. Oh, this one. Okay, that one actually is a lot nicer. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. So here's one near where do you say this was near?
New Harmony.
New Harmony. All right. This camera's from New Harmony. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in Tennessee once again. But overall here in Mississippi, we've kind of quieted down here for just a little bit. But we're going to let this play down for just a little bit. We're going to let these cells go for the next few minutes. I'm going to take a vocal break, and I think we're all going to take a vocal break for here in just a second. But overall, these cells are going to continue to move off towards Pontotoc and move off towards Tupelo. No severe thunderstorm warnings with these as they head towards the Tupelo metro. We do have one towards Cleveland that is still severe thunderstorm warned, but it expires in a minute, and then we will go and have no severe thunderstorm warnings in the state of Mississippi. And so that will allow us to take a break for just a second. But overall, that's where we stand across the state of Mississippi. All right, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. So we're gonna come back live after our lovely break we had, and Hudson will be getting behind the computer. So here we go again. Go for the cable. Nice, nice one there.
Hello, everybody. Once more, my hair is a little off right now, but that is all right. What we have just received is a new severe weather report right near northwest Greenwood. It looks like it is in the Slater area, as it is coming from Drew to Slater. Our report is indicating quarter-sized hail and wind traveling at 60 miles per hour. And in the next few minutes, we should be able to see. Let's get an estimate here. Should be about 9 or so minutes from Slater. And that is about the only city in our consideration right now. It also should be tracking near areas of Avalon, Whaley, and Money should be about 15 minutes. Ruby is 13. And what we can see here is these two sails. This one is still lagging behind, but it is diminishing. This one right here in consideration is getting a lot bigger and traveling, producing a lot of lightning in the area.
If you press that middle button on your console down there, it'll put you down to one screen. There you go.
And yeah, can we get any cameras near Drew or Rouville? Perfect.
I'll look at that.
So this is the only main area that we are looking at right now. We obviously still have this huge area as it approaches Pontotoc and Tupelo. If you live near these areas, we are still seeing a heavy activity in maybe a little bit of hail, but also lightning and just a lot of heavy rain in this area, as we still have that special weather statement in that area.
I kid you not, there's not a camera within like 60 miles of this.
Unfortunately, if you live in the area with the severe thunderstorm warning, we do not have a camera currently, but as it gets near Greenwood, we should be able to have more eyes on it.
There's not a single MDOT camera near Greenwood or in the vicinity of Greenwood or near the area by 70 miles.
And that's MDOT, everybody. That is what we got from MDOT today, so gotta love that. Well, in Columbus, we do still see some residual effects from the event that happened about 30 or an hour ago. It is still not as much, and we shouldn't expect it to be anymore. It did look like it was going to generate a little bit more a few minutes ago, but that has kind of went away. Same thing here with the Aberdeen area. It is hitting that nice little circular like you were talking about. I do appreciate this as well. I also love the name Splunge, and it is hitting Splunge over there. But yes, we can see a still very heavily approaching this area of Greenwood. This quarter-sized hail, the 60 miles per hour wind, is the minimum threshold for severe thunderstorm warning, but we have been seeing this consistently in areas of Drew, Rouville, and as it approaches Greenwood for about the last 30 minutes to an hour.
That cell will be crossing over the Highway 82 corridor in about the next 20 minutes. That's a major highway over there through Greenwood that is in parts of this severe thunderstorm warning.
Right, so if you are planning on traveling through these roads, just exercise extreme caution, and you should be alright as long as you are traveling through here in about 20 minutes or less. Let's get an update on the timings here. It looks like it should be about... I did that wrong, didn't I?
It's fine as long as you zoom into it.
14 minutes to Greenwood. So yeah, this whole 82 area, just get in and out of here in 10 minutes. I would not advise driving through this area unless you are getting a DoorDash order. I mean, come on. But you know, you need to make sure that you are exercising extreme caution on these roads, especially since none of this is easing up anytime soon.
I'm gonna get you a camera. I'm about to get you a camera that's looking out to the west from Tupelo.
All right, from Tupelo again, we are seeing.
Oh yeah, great camera we just found here. In Tupelo.
All right, we are getting reports of a great camera in Tupelo. I mean, this whole area should be getting a round 2, so to speak. As if you were staying on track with this weather about an hour ago, we did get a pretty sizable cell, you would say.
I would switch over the camera 3 here.
Camera
Switch over-
3?
Yeah, switch over the camera 3 here.
All right.
Press 3 on the number pad.
3 on the number pad.
That's not the number pad.
Oh. Oh,
wow.
hoo-hoo.
Flat to ground.
That was the perfect timing to switch over to that camera. If you just saw that twice now, that is some very intense lightning that is over this area. And you said near Tupelo?
Yeah, this is right on the western side of Tupelo. This is looking right into what is, I mean, coming into Tupelo, lots and lots of lightning with this storm. Very, very, very electric storm there entering Tupelo. Wow.
I mean, this radar truly does not give you the best image of Tupelo as this station is down. But we will say that this whole area right here has maintained its intensity, you would say.
Yeah.
It has definitely kept its prowess from the last 30 to 60 minutes ago, and this special weather statement.
And so while it's not severe, I mean, we're still seeing winds up to 50 miles an hour and 3/4 inch hail. So that's where we're sitting at.
Mhm.
This
Yeah, definitely not really easing up anytime soon. It actually was a bit of a step up from other areas that we saw over here where the hail was a little bit smaller. So this size of the hail has definitely not gone down in the last few minutes. And
this lightning is telling me that this cell is still trying to intensify, especially with how quick this lightning is really upticking. I could see honestly this becoming a severe thunderstorm warning here once again.
oh, for sure. I mean, this is pretty much the perfect setup we see right here. The hail is gaining in intensity. This lightning is just, I mean, if you can see in the camera, it is just everywhere. It is completely whitening this camera. And, I mean, maybe cleaning it because it does look a little bit dirty. I'm not going to lie. Pontotoc, we should get about 5 minutes away. Algoma, 11 minutes away from this very potent storm. Tupelo, 18 minutes. And Verona, also 18. Okolona, 28 minutes. And then we got Amory and Smithville, about 43 minutes away. So just make sure if you are in these areas to just take precautions because this is definitely going to be something that gains in intensity, possibly getting almost more than likely, but I would say possibly getting a thunderstorm warning in these areas near Pontotoc, Tupelo, again, Algoma, Verona, and Okolona. And again, this area next to Greenwood is following that track just like we had said a few minutes ago. So this track is going down just a bit north of Greenwood, I would say northeast. So if you live in the areas of Wakeland, Whaley, and Money, you should be expecting quite a bit of lightning. Unfortunately, we do not have a camera, but if we did, it should look a little bit like the camera that we have.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of lightning
Over
in
in
someone's
Tupelo.
high beams on that camera in Tupelo. Like, oh my.
High beams are almost more than the lightning these days. I mean, wow. I mean, when you're driving, it's pretty much like you're getting electrocuted these days with that high beam action that we got going on there. But man, I mean, this is not letting up over in the north of Greenwood or over in Tupelo. These two areas are the most, I would say, exciting. I mean, if you're in the area, it's probably a little bit scary, so I would also say scary parts over there. This area near Aberdeen, to the east of Aberdeen, to east of West Point, east of Columbus, it has not gained in intensity. There's not been any sort of reports happening here. Still keep in mind that is a heavy amount of rain. We still will probably see some reports of lightning in these areas, but likely nothing too terrible here. But again, this huge system, Pontotoc, Tupelo, Okolona, should be expecting. Pontotoc should pretty much be expecting that right now. Do we have a camera in Pontotoc?
I do not believe we have a camera in Pontotoc. I can check. I'd have to get off of this.
But
If you
this
can- if you
this
can press-
camera is still pretty
Yeah,
good.
no, this camera is amazing. I want to
For
switch
sure.
on this camera for the next little bit because it looks like the Tupelo ASOS back. 60 degrees there in Tupelo, or 61 degrees there in Tupelo, 60-degree dew point.
Mm,
So still plenty of energy
there we go.
at the surface to help with weather. If it tells you anything, a little bit farther to the west by about 40, I'd say 40 to 60 miles over in Oxford, temperature's now 57 degrees, dew points at 55. So producing more storms. It's going to be very difficult back there, but still
Mhm.
plenty of energy there in Tupelo.
That is what we can take from this sort of shape and pattern that we get from the radar. Obviously, we should not expect too terribly much after this huge line comes through. Again, we are still monitoring closely. If you live near the areas of Greenwood, Whaley, Avalon, LaFleur, and Parsons, you should still be seeing this big, severe thunderstorm warning that is in this area. And that is the biggest story at the moment. We haven't seen a lot of extra updates in the special weather statements or the severe thunderstorm warnings, but just keep in mind that this is not going down in the next few minutes at least. It should be tracking near these areas. I mean, in the entire time that we've had this camera up, that lightning alone has really just been consistent. It has been something of a nightmare.
I think the lightning's upticking. I think
Oh,
we're
yeah.
seeing more and more lightning as we go. I mean, it's just going to continue to grow at this point. I really think this cell will become severe thunderstorm warned here in the next little bit. But we're also seeing like some slight levels of rotation with this storm, especially because it's becoming a kind of embedded supercell on the north end of this kind of squall line type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely an interesting one to see there. But the special weather statement still only showing 50-mile-an-hour winds and 3/4 inch size hail.
Mm-hmm. And again, that should likely result in a severe thunderstorm statement in the next few minutes, but we will see because you can't quite 100% predict the weather as we are studying right now.
Not at all.
Not at all. So we might be wrong. So please do not, our two viewers, please do not come at us with pitchforks. All right. Looks like this area, this storm should be missing for the most part, Greenwood. We had at first about 30 minutes away when it was near Drew. We did think that it was tracking near Greenwood. Now we see that it is going quite a bit north of Greenwood, near Avalon, LaFleur Valley. It should be getting, just a little off of Greenwood. So you guys are safe over there. Should be tracking into Whaley, Valley, and Crinfree in the next few minutes. For an updated time on that, we can see. Yeah, so 5 minutes for Avalon, 6 minutes for Whaley, 9 minutes for Valley, 11 minutes for Teok, and I would assume 10 minutes for Crinfree. And again, this is just looking more and more potent as I keep going back to it. That's just been the story right now. Nope. And to our southern Mississippi viewers, which is where a lot of our viewership is based, there are a few, the occasional cells we see near Collins and Laurel, more specifically tracking from Mount Olive all the way to Soso and Taylorsville. Shouldn't be that much, and just like the city of Soso, it is pretty so-so. I mean, there's not that much over there. So, not too much to worry about here, but if you are one of our viewers that are from the Middle Mississippi, especially the North Mississippi area, not just east, not just west, this whole North Mississippi area has kind of solidified into a more solid line. I mean, all of this has just kind of formed a main pattern here. We are still not seeing any new severe thunderstorm reports right now, but that should be expected still, I would say.
I'm gonna start looking into the National Weather Service stuff. Whoops, there went our camera. Give me a second. Sorry about that.
Shoot.
We're back. Ooh, okay.
Mhm.
So, one thing to note is that the Storm Prediction Center has gotten rid of the slight risk. There's no more slight risk now for the system, simply a marginal risk for severe weather. So they've taken away that level 2 of 5 is now only a level 1 of 5 for severe weather across there.
Yeah, I mean, we do not see that much. We do see organization right here, but it wasn't quite as potent as we saw the what was it, the 4 severe thunderstorm warnings about an hour or so ago.
Yeah.
It's definitely diminished now.
Jake, what are you seeing from the SPC there?
So I'm seeing that the storms are not as strong anymore due to the nighttime cooling. which is affecting the strength of the updrafts of these storms and not supporting as large as hail sizes. So the Storm Prediction Center decided to remove the slight risk in the for all areas due to the weakening of these storms.
So yeah, no. So really, what was expected and what was weird for us is we had the technical difficulties, but I mean, storms didn't fire up till later, and really, these storms were supposed to fire up earlier with
Right.
warmer conditions. But it seems as if, I mean, we've gotten to nighttime now. We've seen cooling now across this front. So really, storms should be weakening as we go throughout the evening now. But I mean, wow, this cell just entering Tupelo looks very impressive.
It really certainly does. It has definitely not diminished yet. We are still seeing a very, very solid line. And so let's see, we are about 5 minutes or so away. Let's get a more specific analysis on the time here. About probably a little bit about 14 minutes from Tupelo, 18 minutes from Verona, and 9 minutes from Saltillo. How do you say it?
Saltillo.
Saltillo. My apologies. But yes, we should be seeing this in the next few minutes. Likely going to keep this special weather statement for now. I'm not seeing too much indication that it will turn to a severe thunderstorm warning in the next couple of minutes, but it probably will in the next few after that, I would say. I mean, as you can see in this, in the camera that we have going on the top of here, I mean, really, it is not let up whatsoever. I mean,
No.
we had just talked about this 5 minutes ago, and I mean,
We have
nothing
some
is let up.
storm reports for
Mm.
today.
Mhm.
Let's see what I can find.
Yeah.
Today's storm reports. We have, let's see. This was at, let's see. I'm trying to get the latest reports. The latest reports from hail in Mississippi is going to be from, let's see, is going to be from 7:47. So this was a little over an hour ago, actually, which was in Sardis and in Como, where there was photos of 1.5 inch size hail. I don't think I have any access to the photos, but yeah, definitely quarter size hail and an inch and a quarter size hail
Mm.
in Panola County. We're hearing also quarter to $half size hail in Tate County.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama saw hail up to 2 inches in diameter, and so that's what I'm seeing on the storm reports.
Certainly.
In terms of wind reports, no wind reports in the state of Mississippi, and no tornado reports, at least in the state so far. We do have one tornado report today, and that was in Jefferson County, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
That's as we sit right now. I am expecting this severe thunderstorm warning to probably be allowed to expire here before too long. To be honest, it's starting to lose its juice, is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. We did just now get a new special weather statement more closely in the areas of Tupelo, Okolona, Houston, and Amory. And the more specifics of this, we are seeing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour, but penny-sized hail. So that is a little bit less than what we were seeing a few minutes ago. So as we are just meteorologists, we cannot predict everything. This is a good example of that. We were saying we might have seen a severe thunderstorm warning. Now we are getting indications that it is not, in fact, becoming severe, at least for the moment. We are seeing penny-sized hail, a bit weaker winds than what we were anticipating, especially with all of this lightning activity that is still occurring, and as we can see over the camera.
Yeah, this special weather statement seems to be an extension.
Mhm.
It looks like the parameters are the exact same as this begins moving into Tupelo. So yeah, we're still seeing the same exact conditions
Mhm.
out there. So still, 50-mile-an-hour winds, 3/4 inch size hail. That's what we're seeing right now. That's beginning to move into Tupelo, Verona. This will be moving into the Houston area soon, and also into Calhoun City here very shortly.
Mm-hmm. Now, what we were looking at with Aberdeen and Columbus, this whole thing should be moving almost entirely out of Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, more into Hamilton, Alabama. This is more diminished, so we are likely not going to be seeing any more activity from these areas, at least that much.
Yeah, I think, yeah, no, once this main line moves out that spans from Greenwood up to Boonville, I think we'll be done for the day for the most part. Still a long way to go, especially as that back end of the group starts getting towards Kosciuszko and Louisville. But overall, those storms might not even make it down there. So, I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see. I really want to stay on this camera here.
Yeah.
We're not really seeing much from our severe thunderstorm warning down towards Greenwood. Not as much as I was expecting.
No.
But I mean, for now, it looks like that's all we have for now. I'm not really worried about this Greenwood cell. It doesn't look all too impressive. They were reporting quarter-size hail with this and 60-mile-an-hour winds. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. The Greenwood ASOS was showing no wind with this, which I don't believe.
I do not believe that either.
Just depends really what's going on there. So I'll wait to get another update with that one. But overall, I mean, these cells that are beginning to enter the Tupelo metro area is definitely going to be what to watch. I'm very curious to see what we get from these traffic cams out there near Tupelo.
And yes, this is certainly going to be our point of concern. As you can see from this traffic cam in Tupelo, we are not seeing any let up of this lightning, and this is before these cells are really mainly reaching Tupelo. So we already have some of that storm, as you can see here, kind of starting to pass through. And we are getting into Tupelo now, and let's see. Some more areas to look at pretty quickly will be this main cell right here. From this main cell, we should see Tupelo in 6 minutes getting that main burst. Verona in 9 minutes. Planterville will be about 10 minutes. Silo will be 18 minutes. And further areas include Carolina, Van Buren, and Fulton, all about 25 minutes away from this main cell. But we do not anticipate it to gain as much. It is maintaining consistency at the moment. As the night starts to come to a close, we really are not seeing any more developments after this main line coming in. I mean, maybe a couple of off-chance cells to the southwest of Oxford here, near Taylor, Shuford. This small little cell is really all the new development we've seen in the last 30 minutes. Not a lot, I will say. So this looks to be about the last main.
Yeah, this is the last main line.
This is the last main line.
There's not going to be anything behind this line. I mean, you might get some stratiform rain that lingers behind it, but even then, I mean, these storms are barely able to raise up really high. So, I mean, the stratiform rain's not going to last very long.
Right.
And so once this line gets through and passes, I mean, maybe you get a little bit of lingering rain, but for the most part, you'll be done for the night. Really getting a lightning show and getting some rain, which lots of areas of Mississippi need. So.
I agree. They have not been receiving too terribly much rain recently. I mean, we have seen a few days of, some considerable rain.
Yeah.
But especially on nights like tonight, it is very much needed for these areas.
I agree.
We have briefly discussed areas in South Tennessee getting severe thunderstorm warnings. We are noticing a slight decline in these numbers of warnings. Just in case you're in the area for some reason, randomly looking at if you're that one viewer that is looking into the sea, we are still keeping a small view on this, but this is really one of the only main areas in addition to this line that we see right here. This is our main point of interest. Aberdeen, Columbus, this has all kind of gone away and dissipated and just moved on into Alabama outside of our coverage zone. Greenwood, again, this storm has just kind of missed it. As we had projected about 10 minutes ago, this storm will just about miss Greenwood in its entirety, mainly just focusing hitting North Carrollton.
Yeah, I think at this point, I'm not worried about this severe weather.
Mhm.
What am I saying? The severe thunderstorm warning. I kind of want to wait and see what this line does here, but it looks like, honestly, I mean, we're seeing purples go away from the radar now.
We are.
I mean, it looks like the updrafts of these storms are really starting to weaken. So that's going to be something very interesting to see. I mean, the storms are weakening. I mean, if they're losing their fuel, it's probably over for the night after these storms really die out. I mean, still plenty of lightning, but really, I have some things I'm interested to see here that I want to look into here in the next little bit. What was that for?
Looks like we just got an update on the severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, yeah, they cut it off. That's what happened. They cut off the back end of it.
They did cut off the back end. We are still reporting the same. I
Yeah,
mean, the same hail, same wind.
they're still showing inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds, so
Right.
definitely still something to watch there. But overall, still just a massive special weather statement across most of the area right now.
They also did just cut off this special weather statement right
Yeah.
here. We had noticed this was here for about 40 minutes. They just let that expire.
Yeah, they decided to cut off the back end. That doesn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come in now. I'm
Okay.
going to do an analysis real quick. Look out for this cable right here. So here's one thing I want to notice. I want to take a look at right here. Is going to be satellite. We're gonna actually take a look into some new stuff right now. I want to go and look actually at some satellite here, and that'll tell us really how these storms are weakening. I'm gonna go to the southern Mississippi Valley here, and let's go ahead and let's bring up my live stream here. Let's come over and let's go to cloud tops. This is going to be our cloud tops across the state of Mississippi. And what I want to go to is a animation loop. So here's our storms right now. This actually ended about, no, this is accurate. So, I mean, really, I'm looking at the cloud tops here, and we're still getting some pretty high cloud tops, at least with this system that's nearing Tupelo, or that's going through Tupelo right now. That system, that portion of the system, I should say, is still strengthening. So what this tells me is that, I mean, we're getting higher and higher cloud tops. Maybe that just hasn't made it to the ground just yet. But these storms do not appear to be weakening just yet, at least up in the upper atmosphere. So we're still seeing these clouds, I mean, making it way up there right now. I mean, we're still watching those cloud tops rise over northern Mississippi. So that's definitely something interesting to watch. And even those cells that are even farther down towards Greenwood, like we were talking about, still seem to be strengthening just a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, it doesn't seem like that's really changing too much down at the surface for now. The Skycam near Tupelo is going to continue to give us a show, is what it looks like, because, I mean, we're really going to start seeing this area light up more and more and more as this system now moves into Tupelo right now. We keep talking about Tupelo because I think this is where probably one of the stronger areas of this line is. But then again, if we look a little farther south, over, what is this? Over New Holcomb, over the communities of Goodford and Woodland. Definitely some hail there and lots of lightning over those communities down there on Highway 41. I believe that's why we've seen an upticking in the lightning at least, is because I mean we're still seeing the cloud tops of these storms continue to rise. So that's proof that these are still strengthening in some matter. But overall, for the most part, I mean, it looked like there for a second that really these storms were gonna completely weaken out. But I mean, we're still chugging along now. This line now spans from Greenwood up to Tupelo. We're seeing the northern portion of this system fall apart. But for the most part, this MCS still spans, I'd say, roughly 120 miles. Uh, so, anyways, I'm gonna plan this out for a lot of people here in the next little bit. We're gonna see this enter Pontotoc, I'd say, in about 17 minutes. I'll bring this up here now. Pontotoc, 17 minutes. Algoma, 15 minutes. Bruce, 20 minutes. Crew, 20 minutes. Calhoun City, 30 minutes. Houston, 30 minutes. Verona, 36 minutes. Okaluna, 37 minutes. And Tupelo, 37 minutes. Oh, hold on. This is delayed. Sorry. I was confused there for a second. I was wondering why. I was like, I knew this was already in Tupelo. My apologies, everybody. Let's retry that. The correct and proper times on this system entering these areas would be this will enter Houston in about 15 minutes, or here in the next several minutes, honestly. Okaluna in 8 minutes, Houston 15, Shannon 12, Nettleton 17, Woodland, let's see. Amory 26 minutes, Matashi 35 minutes, Fulton 37 minutes, and West Point in about 40 minutes. So this will be getting near the Golden Triangle region probably in about the next hour. New severe thunderstorm warning in Mississippi expires in 27 minutes. I believe that is just them cutting off the Greenwood cell, and yes, it is. They're allowing that cell to keep going as a severe thunderstorm warning down in Carroll and Grenada counties. But eventually this is going to move out of the warning area, so they'll have to basically get rid of it. If we plan this out for the people that are there, down there in Carroll County, this will move towards Winona in 16 minutes, North Carrollton in 6 minutes, Kilmichael in 27 minutes, Sabelliton in 31 minutes, Stewart in 36 minutes, and Poplar Creek in about 32 minutes. Oh, here's another Skycam. Where is this from, Hudson? Where's the Skycam at?
So this is at the intersection of I-22. This is basically central-most point of Tupelo, and it should be looking to the northern parts. So looking a bit north.
All right, all right. Good to know. If we look up towards Tupelo, then, where this camera is, I mean, Tupelo should be right in the middle of this hell core right now. I mean, this camera should be, I mean, getting doused in water here very soon. Still plenty of lightning with that system, but really, this sail's becoming a jumbled up mess is really what it looks like, which is definitely good for all of us here in northeastern Mississippi. One thing I want to look to is just off to the west, or to the east, I should say, is going to be a lot of flood advisories over most of west central Alabama. And if I read this one off, this is for small stream flooding over there in central Alabama. This includes Pickens County, Tuscaloosa County until 11:15 tonight. Lots more Alabama counties involved in this. Fayette County, Lamar County, Marion County, Walker County, and Winston County counties in Alabama also included in that. But overall, I mean, looking at the velocity, while velocity uh, is usually used to see where tornadoes are or seeing where that rotation is in the storms, it also gives you a good indication of how strong these storms are, especially whenever you get one one kind of line with this storm, one very nice line that's kind of like straight. I don't know how, one uniform line. That's the word I'm looking for. But that's not really what we're seeing with this cell. I mean, we're seeing a very big wavy pattern in here along the front of this line. So that's just telling me that these storms are not really strong. And so while there is some hail in here, while there is some gusty winds up in here with this system that spans from Tupelo to Calhoun City, it's not really doing a whole lot. Might be giving you a nice little light show and giving you the rain that you need, but overall, not too many factors here with these storms. But I would be getting inside, getting into your safe spot, especially for all this lightning. If you're along the Highway 45 corridor between Tupelo and the Golden Triangle, I would be getting inside very soon so that you avoid being out in this lightning and out in this heavy rain. Next thing I want to look at is going to be power outages across the state of Mississippi. Oh, sorry, wrong product. There we go. So, seeing more power outages now. Still, 4% of Panola County out. That is 732 customers without power up in Panola County. 167 customers out in Yalobusha County. That's 2% of the county out. And then also 319 customers out in Calhoun County. 4% of Calhoun County out of power. And that's all the people we have out of power in Mississippi. So overall, most of Mississippi holding up fairly well tonight. Broke that. Anyways, once this final severe thunderstorm warning gets on out of here, I honestly am not really too worried about these storms doing much more today. I mean, all of those severe thunderstorm warnings we had in Alabama are now all of a sudden just gone. These storms have fallen apart, and really, we're also seeing that up in Alabama. Some of these cells are kind of keeping their act together a little more, specifically the left movers that we were talking about earlier. You got this one cell that's moving towards Chattanooga now. That still is kind of keeping itself together, but honestly, that cell will probably begin raining itself out here very, very soon as it nears Chattanooga and nears the Smoky Mountains. Here's a look at the traffic cam. This is from US 45 north to I-22. So this is in Tupelo. Going to give us a nice view of more lightning going on there in Tupelo. Are we getting any information about future warnings or what's going on with this system? Jake, are we hearing anything about that right now?
I'm looking I'm looking right now, but I just don't see any reports or anything from the National Weather Service or any news spots on just uh, on it, any future warnings or anything they're looking at.
All right. All right. Good to know. I think the last confirmed report of some severe weather was a while ago up in Panola County. So, I mean, we've gotten some severe thunderstorm warnings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that actually any severe weather happened. So, definitely good to see if we don't have any more severe thunderstorm warnings. This Greenville or this Greenwood cell has basically completely moved out of the warning so far. So, I mean, I would expect this warning to basically be over. I mean, the hell core or whatever hell core might be there is basically completely out of the warning now. So, I would expect them to drop this warning here at any second. But overall, I mean, I think we're fairly good for tonight. Yep, they just issued a special weather statement for that system now, which is 50-mile-an-hour winds and then hail at about 7/8 of an inch. So I think that's going to probably be all she wrote for the state of Mississippi tonight. Um,
Definitely feels like they are writing this one in the books just so we can phase out that severe weather thunderstorm warning.
yeah, I think it's about over for
It's-
most of Mississippi personally. I
Mhm.
don't think there's really too much more for us to really worry about. I mean, sure, you're going to have more storms near West Point, near Aberdeen here in the next little bit, but overall, I mean, what are you going to get? You're going to get some heavy rain and some lightning out there, so just be inside before the storms get there here in about the next 30 minutes. But overall, no severe weather risk expected with these cells for the remainder of the night. I think we will still see lightning with this. And I really want to go back and look at the satellite just one more time. And really, I mean, yeah, no, these cells are now starting to fall apart. I mean, got the latest update of the satellite of the cloud tops. And one thing that you can slightly see is these cloud tops got really high for a second, and now those tops are basically been sheared away. And that seems like what's been happening is there's been a good bit of wind shear with these cells today. But overall, I mean, the wind shear is kind of tearing these cells apart. I will say we're seeing more cells farther south now become a little stronger. So, like for example, if we go down to South Mississippi and we look towards Laurel and towards Hattiesburg right now, I mean, you're getting more heavy rain now. But really, that's all you're expecting down there in South Mississippi is just some heavy rain, and that's about it. But anyways, I'm basically I'm not concerned about this system anymore, so I think we're okay to go off for now. I know this was a North Mississippi risk, and we primarily cover South Mississippi, where that's at least where our risk is from. Been trying to grow a North Mississippi base, but it might take a while for that. But anyways, for anyone that's really came out and watched tonight, I thank you for watching Magnolia State Weather. It was a very big testing stream for us. Not really expecting a whole lot today in terms of viewership or whatever, but we were able to get some time under our belt, able to fix out some things, we were able to wrinkle out some of those wrinkles, whatever it is, iron out some of those wrinkles. There you go. But overall, in the next few weeks, we have some bigger things coming to Magnolia State Weather. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great evening, and make sure you stay safe with that.